Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday morning Mind the Moments gathering brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. And this is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness instructors to speak with us about what mindfulness means to them and to discuss as a community how we can incorporate these practices into our daily lives. I'm Suzanne Rowe Palacino, and look who I have here, Jackie Johnson. Surprise, surprise. Usually we have Tara here, but we have a surprise this morning. It's Jackie, and I'm so happy to be here with her this morning. Jackie's one of our instructors with Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, and a big welcome. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning, Suzanne, and good morning, everybody. I'm touched to be filling in for Tara this morning, and so glad to be with you all.
Yeah, it's fantastic to have you here. So lovely to have everyone else here as well, and to see you all joining. For anyone that's new, a special welcome to you this morning, and we'll tell you about how our webinar goes this morning. So no worries there, and as well, a very special welcome to our regulars. So today, Jackie will start us off with a question and then lead us, and she'll share a few thoughts and then just lead us in at least a 12-minute guided meditation practice. That will be both with guidance as well as a little bit of silent time. So we can adjust to either one of those types of ways of meditating. And after that, we'll have time for questions. So if you go down to the bottom of your Zoom screen and open up the chat. And once you do that, you can click on the blue drop-down menu at the bottom that says host and panelists. You can change that to everyone. And then everyone can see all the comments that you share. So with that, Jackie, I will turn it over to you to share your thought and your question.
Thank you. Thanks, Suzanne.
Yeah.
So my question is actually in response to a quote that I want to share from the meditation teacher, Sylvia Boorstein. And I found this really helpful. And so let's start first by arriving, and just a very brief arrival practice. So Suzanne, I love that I see you sort of settling in. So wiggle as you wish and settle into a posture that feels supportive, that you can really notice your weight being supported by the chair. If you're seated by your feet on the floor, if you're standing, whatever works best for you, just feeling that support of the earth. And also, as Suzanne just modeled, allowing the eyes to close if that feels right, and just taking in a deeper than normal breath or two, and just letting the exhalation really help to settle the energy, to soften the body. So this intention, this quote from Sylvia, I invite you to take in these words. May I meet this moment fully. May I meet it as a friend. And the question is, what comes up for you? What do you notice, body, mind? What do you notice in hearing these words? May I meet this moment fully. May I meet it as a friend. So I just want to invite you to share in the chat, whether it's a word, whether it's a physical sensation, whether it's in a sentence or two, just anything that you notice. I've been finding, I have it posted on my refrigerator since hearing it was a talk with Sylvia probably a couple months ago. And I've just been, as I mentioned to Suzanne before we started, finding it really helpful to use both in my formal practice and throughout the day, especially in a tough moment during the day, to just repeat those words.
Yeah, I have to say it's a settling feeling, and I almost feel like a hand on my back, a friend's hand on my back, like it's okay, it's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, same, Sarah's peaceful feeling that all is well.
Yeah, resolve.
Resolve.
We feel like I got this, supportive, I can do this. Yeah, love that, Loretta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the other thing that comes to mind for me with those words is if a loved one, if a dear one in my life was experiencing what I'm experiencing, what might I say? What might be my response to a loved one?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Reminder to not turn away from the moment, not to pick and choose what I'm present for. Yeah. Very, very poignant. Yeah.
It's also, I think maybe one caution is it feels to me like a way to calibrate, almost like a compass of sorts, how am I doing with this? And it's not a how am I doing with this, like beat myself up if I'm not doing well. It's about, are there adjustments to make to really be meeting this moment fully, to really be meeting this moment as a friend. It's really, I see it as an opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it opens up, it opens us up to take in the moment, whatever that moment is, and to, like you said, to not be so hard on ourselves, to be accepting and gentle as we would with someone we care for.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing it brings to mind for me is when there's any kind of discomfort or distress in our lives, that fundamentally we have two choices, that we can make some kind of adjustment. Is there something we want to change? And sometimes that's a possibility. Sometimes it's not a possibility. And then in either case, the alternative is to adjust our response to whatever is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can work for that very simply and work with it in practice. If we notice an itch, we can scratch it, and that's a perfectly fine response. Or we can just try sitting with it and notice if and how it changes.
Yeah. And it almost brings up the serenity prayer, accepting the things I can, and, the wisdom to know the difference of things that I can't.
Yes.
Eric's mentioned something that there's a little bit of guilt there, and getting in touch with friends that, maybe it's a little reminder that maybe you could do that. But yeah, it's hard not to be hard on ourselves, but maybe take it in as just as it is, and work with it as you can.
Yeah, as a gentle reminder.
Yeah.
So let's move into a practice with that, and then I'd love to hear more of anybody's experiences. So again, just finding the posture that feels right for you in this moment. And as Suzanne said, I'll give some guidance, and then there'll be some stretches of silence along the way. And the invitation is always to first and foremost trust your own wisdom. And if it feels best to let my voice be in the background, that's perfectly fine. So settling into to a posture, to body position that feels wakeful, that also invites relaxation and ease. to whatever degree that that's possible. And if it feels right for you, allowing the eyes to close. Again, feeling free to take a couple of deeper than normal breaths to begin to help settle and to really invite softening. There's no effort required here, but just notice if there are any areas of tension or tightness, and just inviting softening. Feeling the weight of the body supported by the earth. Feeling the feet on the floor, the hands where they're resting. If you're seated, feeling the weight supported in the seat. Maybe even taking a moment to sweep through the body and just notice at your own pace from head to toes, spending a little bit of time focusing in the face, the forehead, the cheeks, the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, some of those areas that often hold a lot of tension. Just sweeping through and seeing what's here. Inviting softening. Softening our bodies really supports a kind of softening of the attention of the mind. And along with this grounding, noticing that the body's breathing all on its own. And you can stay with the sensations of the body breathing as a whole, or find an anchor that's most supportive for you to bring a sense of collectedness of attention. So it's not a hard focus, but just a sense of collectedness of attention. And so for many of us, this can be awareness of breath, perhaps at the nostrils, the chest, the belly, or again, the whole of the body. And if that's in any way difficult or unsettling, it might be as simple as feeling the hands where they are in contact with the body or with each other, feeling the feet on the ground. Or it might be awareness of sounds that come and go without any effort on our parts. Whatever most easily brings that sense of softening and present moment awareness. And this is something you can also adjust throughout the practice. So if it's more useful to have a more focused attention on the breath at the beginning, and then during this period of practice to open up more to the body breathing as a whole, it's fine to sort of narrow and widen attention in that way. Thoughts will come and go, and there's no need to grab hold of them. With care and compassion, noticing where's the attention, what might support more ease, more softening. Sometimes a hand on the heart can help. Noticing energetic tugs toward planning, toward worry, other patterns of the mind. Seeing if that you can just notice them and with a sense of friendliness, release them. Noticing if there are moments of softening or of ease in body and mind. And taking those in, even if they're brief. No need to try and hold on to those either. And in the last minute or so of the practice, feeling the body breathing and supported. May we all meet this moment fully. May we meet it as a friend. And may we know that we can come back to this throughout the day as it's supportive. And may our practice be of benefit to all. And just taking your time, slowly allowing the eyes to open, part of the visual practice of awareness, just taking your time to see what's around you and to slowly come back to the screen and back to this community. Thank you all for your practice.
Thank you so much, Jackie. It was nice to have a few extra moments of practice. Yeah, it felt it felt like just what I needed this morning. So, and the comment that Julia made about all moments, pleasant and unpleasant, receive the same attention as a friend. So how, it's not like we're going to like them, like the unpleasant ones, that's not going to happen. But we notice that they need the same attention. And that can be helpful for any moment or any feeling or emotion that we go through. So
yeah,
very helpful.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Julia. I'm going back also to Eric's comment, and it made me think about, there's a story about the meditation teacher, Sharon Salzberg, I think it was, in conversation with the Dalai Lama. And she asked him his thoughts about self-loathing. And he looked totally puzzled, and his translator tried to translate. And the upshot of that was that seems to be more a common part of our culture than many other cultures, this tendency to be so hard on ourselves. So it was really an unfamiliar kind of a context for him.
Yeah. I mean, it comes up, and I think it's worth inquiry, right? It's worth just sitting with it a little bit. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for this wonderful practice, and for that quote. I think that got folks thinking a lot about how we can attend to each of these moments and each of these emotions that come into our lives. So, treating these things as a friend or as a friend would treat us, is just a good reminder. So,
and it has ripples. It has ripples.
Yes,
always worth remembering that that's all about, may our practice be of benefit to all.
Very true.
Another topic.
Yes. Well, thank you again for everyone joining this morning. It's so nice to be with you this morning, and we will be back on Tuesday. So we wish you a good rest of your week, and hoping that you can meet all of these different emotions and moments within your lives as best you can as a friend. All right. We'll see you soon. Thanks again, Jackie, for being with us.
Thank you. Great to be with you all.
Bye.
Well, bye-bye.